at 122 pounds, 10-5, man. What the good brother sports TV, bro.
This is Walker, Wisconsin. Watch
Good
fellas, bro.
All right, man. Let's talk about Eddie Hearn. He says he's willing to put Devin Haney in the ring with Lomachenko. Okay, but let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Boxing playlist. Don't forget tonight, Marcus Brown takes on Art or Better BF in Montreal. I think it's gonna be on. Yeah, it's gonna be on the ESPN Plus app. I heard the ring walks at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I heard the card started at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So that's 7 p.m. Pacific time. The ring walks, and 4 p.m. the card come on the West Coast Pacific. Okay, Marcus Brown is now training with Derrick James, by the way. Okay, you got Parker Tejora tomorrow. So here you go right here. It says Eddie Hearn says Haney can fight Lomachenko after beating Kambosos. Okay, it says Eddie Hearn says Devin Haney is the front runner to fight George Kambosos Jr. for the undisputed championship at lightweight and will likely face him next. According to Hearn, after Haney 27-0-15 defeats Kambosos, he'd defend against WBO mandatory Vasily Lomachenko. Hearn says Haney won't have any problems about taking the fight with Lomachenko 16-11 because he's courageous. Okay, Lomachenko 33 would obviously like to fight with Kambosos next so that he can collect 4 titles himself. But it's not a long shot for him to get that fight. The way that Lomachenko took apart Richard Comey last week was too impressive, and that may have doomed him as far as getting the title shot versus Kambosos. Australian Kambosos is a big talker, but he's limited talented-wise. And I don't care about their opinion. They don't know shit about boxing. Okay. He says, quote, Aaron was pushing for Lomachenko was good news for us because he really has 2 options, said Eddie Hearn to the Boxing Social about George Kambosos. Quote, he fights Devin Haney for an undisputed championship in Australia, where he has a defense of his titles against Lomachenko, probably in America or whatever that option, his options. He says, quote, knowing Kambosos, knowing he had a chance to be undisputed, knowing he has a chance to do an easy deal for a lot of money in Australia. Devin Haney is a great front runner. He'll be here for this weekend. Haney. Quote, so we'll talk next week with Kambosos' management. This is the fight to make. I'm confident that George has enough about him to say, yeah, give me undisputed, said Eddie Hearn. So he said Haney could fight Loma after Kambosos. He said, I know there's an argument, should be, but this is it. Hearn said, quote, this is the undisputed fight afterwards. Lomachenko will be the mandatory for the winner of the fight between Kambosos Haney. I know Haney, Devin Haney will fight him like that. Kambosos has big balls too. No. Loma not in the media mix, by the way. Lomachenko's a brilliant fighter, said Eddie Hearn, quote, I just don't see him in the media mix with all those names, but he might be all of them. Okay. So Hearn said it can delay Lomachenko getting a title shot for Raw, but at some point Haney will need to defend against him. It'll be interesting to see if he does or if he chooses to vacate after being instructed to do so by his promoter. Quote, the great thing about the global project with the zone and the global platform is we get to see where it's flying, said Hearn when asked if Kambosos Jr. versus Haney would take place in Australia. He said, quote, so obviously every time we do an event, we see we see signups, we see the viewership. Australia every time, obviously for Kambosos fight, but this is a very important market for us this summer. In the summer of this year, we got Brock Jarvis, we got Dempsey McKean, Ebony Bridges, and we're looking to sign Sky Nicholson. Quote, you got Liam Paro fighting this weekend. You got Kambosos not with us, but still a huge name. You got Bruno Tarimo that might be coming mandatory this weekend. So that's a massive market for us, and we will be there hard next summer doing Haney for the Undisputed in the stadium with 50, 60,000 people, which would be a dream come true. Quote, I'm very excited about that market, as I am about a few markets, but that one is a major focus for us in 2022. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, sound good, but Lomachenko don't bring nothing to the table, you know, for either one of these guys. But, you know, I would drop the WBO. I wouldn't give him fuck Lomachenko. But they fighters, you know, they fighters. And right now, to me, Loma the best lightweight. All risk, no reward. But He already committed to Devin, fighting Lomachenko, and that's cool. But ultimately, we'll see what it is. You let Lomachenko have his belt. They didn't get Lomachenko and held the title and then fought and got the mandatory to beat another title. But they won't do that for Terrence Crawford. They won't do that in divisions that we want to see. You know what I'm saying? That's my issue. They won't do that when we really still want to see that. They doing it at their convenience, bro. They doing it for Bob. And like I said before, Lomachenko should have to face the same fate everybody has to face. Once you become a mandatory, it ain't no more ranked. There ain't no more order mandatories on a regular basis. You just gotta sit there and be the victim of politics. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta sit there and be the victim of politics like everybody else. But they do great shit for him. He lost like once in his first 3 or 4 fights, and then still fought for a title. He never had to work his way up and down the scale. Nowhere near up and down the division. Or you fast tracked him. I'm cool with that. Bet you fast tracked him, but he lost. So shouldn't he have to go through the gauntlet and earn shit like everybody else? He got another title shot. Oh, Sleo cheated. This, that, and the third. You talking about a nigga with 12, 14, 16 losses cheated. You supposed to be this super fucking human. You supposed to be this superhuman fighter. And they just continue to give him benefit. What did he do to become the number one contender, bro? Can somebody tell me that? What has he done to be the number one contender again? He beat Mayoshi Nakatani, a dude who was supposed to retire due to brain bleeding. That was a rumor. All right, what has he done to what has he done to be the mandatory, bro? Honestly, what has he done to be the mandatory? He beat Nakatani, he beat Comey, them good wins. But when you look in the division, shouldn't he have to fight your Vin Mendy? You know what I'm saying? The guys there, Ryan Garcia, Scary Ass, Jarrell Corrales, Michelle Rivera, Issa Cruz. You know what I'm saying? There's names too, but it is what it is. Lomachenko, another fighter who never had to work for nothing. It was given to him. His work was done in the amateurs. That's the amateurs. You feel what I'm saying? That's the amateurs, bro. But he's a tremendous fighter. Can't take that away from him. But like I said before, he got 2 losses under 20 fights. Legit, I don't care if Salito came in heavy. You should have put a rehydration clause on him. Lomachenko, very arrogant, bro. They said he was like 402 in the amateurs, and not even 20 fights in the pros. You already got 2 losses. Versus a guy who people consider a journeyman in Orlando Salidos, and the guy who people thought and looked to be overrated in Teofimo Lopez. So, no, I'm good. But, it is what it is. But they won't order Crawford to fight Spence. Won't make that amends. Anytime you want to see something, bro, the sanction belt bias is worthless as a wet paper towel with barbecue sauce in your face. They worthless. And if these fighters, really had any if they really was innovators and they really was bosses, they wouldn't even recognize them dudes. They create their own belts to recognize them instead of just going through the program. But it is what it is. And if Devin fight him, that's a tough fight. Probably favored Lomachenko right now. But, he can get old overnight. Devin got some height, some length, but he got to clean up his defense. And with Lomachenko, He hard. You gotta keep a jab in there. You gotta keep a jab down his throat. And if you don't keep a jab on him, you're gonna be in trouble. Because he able to walk in and walk out, or jump in, jump out when he want to. So either you bag him up, or you keep a jab down his throat. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to donate. Make sure you hit the notifications, bell icon button, hit all notifications. Increase your chance, get notifications. We go live, drop a video if you're interested in that. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. All my social media links in the description. Reach out anytime you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Appreciate the love and support. One time, peace.